realized it was oozing from her poom-poom. Knocked over the desk, tripped down the rickety schoolhouse steps, and just took off running down toward Harley pasture, hollering and screaming like a stuck pig. The laughter of the boys and the screams of Miss Garvey, their school teacher, chasing behind her. But Grace, she understood the power of the blood. Mama Rubel saw to that, made her look straight at it for sport and for practicality's sake. Mama knew, after all, that her grandbaby would have the calling. Saw it in the vision, just as plain as day one afternoon as she pulled poke salad roots from the ground deep in the woods down by the river, where she had gone to forage and be still and make offerings to the spirits of her mother and her mother before that. In the vision, there'd been Grace's hands, small, delicate, strong, gently twisting, pulling the baby's head as it emerged between its mother's legs. The movements, the way Grace's fingers fluttered about the infant's curls, had made Mama's heart beat fast. She could feel her granddaughter's happy in the tingle of her own fingertips, in each of her own palms. Mama had slowly fallen to her knees, sticks and pebbles digging into the thick of her skirt. She'd kissed those palms and pressed them, warm, pulsing with energy, to her cheeks. Love was there. Grace would continue in the tradition of the Adams women. Mama's dead did not lie. Show her the blood, they'd whispered in the breeze, in the beams of light rushing through the leaves. Show her what she already knows. Mama had pulled a hand towel from her bosom, wrapped the root leaves and berries from the small weed stalk in it, and with a heave, leaned all her weight against her walking stick as she struggled to stand. As quick as her thick legs could take her, she'd hobbled through the brush, across dirt and grass, past the great pear tree and the bumbleberry bush, back to the clapboard shotgun house she'd called home since she was a little girl, being taught the ways of a midwife by her own grandmother. Mama pushed through the back door, squint-searching the tiny two-room house, her eyes traveling from the bed and small bureau to the kitchen table and 3 wooden stools Mr. Aaron had fashioned from a fallen oak tree in exchange for 2 months' worth of Mama's Sunday dinner plates. Past the fat-belly wood-burning stove and huge iron kettle standing sentry atop it, over to the corner beneath the window she'd opened to let the breeze carry in the scent of the gardenia bush planted on the side of the house. There was Grace, splayed like one of the little rag dolls her mama had sewn for her last Christmas, stitching baby clothes Mama had commissioned her to make for a client due to have a baby any day now. "Come here, baby," Mama had said as she placed the pregnant dish towel on the kitchen sideboard. She'd carefully unfolded it and separated the leaves from the roots, from the berries, as Grace scrambled to her feet. "Bring Mama Ruby her bag." Grace, then 8 years old and therefore eager, had practically flown to the chest where Mama kept her special bag. Somebody was having a baby, and Mama had to hop too. Grace knew because that's what her grandmother did. She waited on babies, and when they came, somebody would call on Mama, and she would get her bag and her walking shoes and play with the baby until the mama was ready to play with the baby herself. Or something like that. "Who baby coming today, Mama?" Grace had asked excitedly as she struggled to gently place the weighty black bag on the table next to her grandmother. "Nobody, child," Mama had said. The chair she dropped into creaked as she settled herself onto its frame. She'd torn off a small piece of a newspaper she had tucked in the bag and gently placed a few berries in it before stashing it in a small pocket she'd sewn in the seam of the leather tote. She'd planned to run them by Belinda's place on the way to the ice house the coming Saturday, as the young mother-to-be was due sometime in the next couple weeks.